Ball's in the backfield. Wilson, caught, touchdown! Graham!
Hello Fantasy Faithfuls and welcome to the first Scheme Fit video of the year featuring Jimmy Graham. First off today we're going to look at Graham's receiving with a receiving breakdown. His patterns show a player that mostly catches the ball in the shorter zones and then preferably to the right side of the field. Graham is a very reliable patch catcher that catches more than half of the balls thrown to him in all but 2 zones. These are important numbers that will later on match with Aaron Rodgers for the Packers. His yards per receptions are very scattered, where he gained most of his yards from only 2 zones. The notable zones we'll take with us from this point on will be the short right, the short middle, and the deep right. They are the most targeted zones in the short right, the highest catch rate with the short middle, and the most yards per completion, short with the short middle, and deep with the deep right. With this information in hand, we can analyze Aaron Rodgers. I will be looking for synergies, zones where the 2 players' numbers match up, bad fits where they don't match up, and their touchdown compatibility. But first, we need to know the amount of targets we're working with. Rodgers' 3-year 16-game average is 567 pass attempts. His tendencies have been to target his number 1 tight end with 15% of all these targets, which gives us 85 targets to work with for Graham. Breaking down Rodgers' passing, we get passing patterns to show a quarterback that prefers throws to the short right and short left, while the deep middle is the least targeted zone. These numbers will match up with Graham's to see where he will see most of his targets and be analyzed to calculate his yards and his touchdowns. Rodgers' completion percentage is incredible in every zone except the deep left, where he's under 15%. But we're dealing with an extremely accurate quarterback in all other zones, which will help Graham increase his catch rate. The last thing we need to know is his yards per completion. His deep zones are a huge showcase of massive numbers with no bad zone, with 30, 32, and another 32, way above the league average. The short left is his only weak zone with only 8 yards per completion, 1 yard below the league average.
Lacey is in, the fake there to the end zone, touchdown! Jimmy Graham!
Putting the 2 players in relations to one another, the most interesting zone becomes the deep right. The pros for deep right are Graham's most productive zone, Rodgers' most productive zone, and Rodgers' most accurate zone. The cons for deep right are Graham's lowest catch rate and Rodgers' least targeted zone. Their touchdown compatibility is the most interesting thing of this analysis. In the red zone, Rodgers throws most of his touchdowns to the left, followed by the right, and lastly, in the middle. Jimmy Graham has the exact same patterns and leads me to believe we will see plenty of red zone targets and touchdowns for Graham in 2018.
With Graham, 3rd and 3, going Jimmy Graham's way, goes up and gets it. Touchdown Seattle.
In conclusion, we have 85 targets for Jimmy Graham for 634 yards and 8 touchdowns with 111 fantasy points, 1 point less than last year, but still a top 4 tight end. Do you think Jimmy Graham has another top 5 finish? Leave a comment below with your thoughts and I'll get back to you. And thank you very much for watching. As always, the spreadsheets are dark and full of terror.